I'm Alicia Johnson, and I am class of 2021.
Well, my name is Aubrey Ohanian. I currently work at Harris Beach PLLC, which is a statewide multi-office law firm, but I'm based here in their Albany office, and I'm a member of the firm's energy industry team. So I spend almost all of my time at this point representing clients that are looking to build new energy projects, solar farms, wind farms, electric transmission lines, things like that, before the New York State Public Service Commission.
My name is Julia Kazaneski, and I graduated from Albany Law School in 2019. I was working at O'Connell and Aronowitz as a litigation associate for the past 13 months, and I am starting at a new job in 2 weeks at the Schenectady County Public Defender, doing family and criminal law.
Hi, my name is Kieran Murphy. I graduated in the class of 2020, and I am starting my legal career at the law firm of Milbank in New York in the litigation department.
My name is Michael Wetmore. I'm an assistant district attorney here in Albany County at the DA's office.
My name is Shelly Daniel, and I'm a 3L.
So I've been involved with Moot Court since my 1L year. I used to volunteer as a witness for the client counseling competitions, and I thought those were very interesting to kind of get my acting skills on. So then when I became a 2L, I decided to do client counseling and Gabriele competition. Gabriele is only open your second year, so it was kind of like you had to do it or never get the opportunity again. So I did both of those competitions with my partner, Shelly, and we won both of them. So we kind of made Moot Court history in that we won 2 competitions in the same semester, which was very cool, but a lot of work.
My mock trial experience started primarily in undergrad. I did our undergrad travel Moot Court competition team, and the most analogous Moot Court program that Albany Law has is the Senior Prize Trial program. So when I was a 3L, I participated in the Senior Prize Trial program with my now husband.
My first involvement with the Albany Moot Court Program was my 1L year when I volunteered to help out with different Moot Court events going on campus. And my 3L year, I competed in the Senior Prize competition with a partner. So we did a civil competition in the fall, and we made it through to the finals and made it into the next part of the competition, which is the criminal problem. And we competed in the criminal competition in the spring. And my partner and I were fortunate enough to work hard and win that competition.
So outside of serving on the Moot Court Board, I had the opportunity to participate in a lot of different travel competitions, specifically the Judith K. arbitration competition in New York City. I was also able to go to a criminal, take part in a mock trial for criminal law in Queens, New York, with the district attorney's office down there. And we also did a civil mock trial in Boston. So all 3 of those were probably my 3 most exciting experiences in law school.
I tried to be as involved with Moot Court as I could when I was in law school. I started your second year. That's when I was allowed to start doing Moot Court competitions, and I did the client counseling competition in the fall, and then the Donna Jo Morris negotiations competition in the spring.
So I've been involved in Moot Court since my 1L year. I used to volunteer as a juror for the Senior Prize Trials, both in the fall and the spring. And then this past fall, I competed in client counseling and Gabriele, where Alicia and I won both competitions in the same semester. And then we were supposed to go on and do the appellate advocacy competition to travel, but it got canceled due to the pandemic. But who knows what the future will hold.
One of the main reasons that I always am promoting the law school's mock trial programs, especially Senior Prize, since that's what I'm most familiar with, is that I find it to be invaluable in terms of preparing students to go into make the transition into real life practice, basically regardless of what your specialty area ultimately becomes. As I mentioned earlier, I'm largely a regulatory attorney at this point. I don't spend time in court as a result, but I do spend my time in a lot of very contested regulatory proceedings before administrative law judges. And even as somebody who's not litigating on a daily basis, the skills that I learned during senior prize trial in terms of being comfortable public speaking, being comfortable with a witness examination format of a direct exam and a cross-examination, being familiar with reviewing and reading, and then ultimately taking, if needed, testimony from witnesses. These are all very transferable skills that you can obtain during participating in a mock trial program, especially senior prize in my experience, and really will be invaluable for practice moving forward.
I recommend all students participate in the Albany Moot Court Program, whether you have the trial bug or you absolutely hate public speaking and it would kill you to do so, because it brings you out of your comfort zone. If you're someone who hates public speaking or the idea of competing is not something you want to do, and if you really know that you want to be a trial attorney, then the Moot Court program is absolutely what you should be part of, so that you can be competing and practicing, so that by the time you get out of law school, you have so many of the skills you need to be a competent trial attorney.
So why students should get involved? I think there's a variety of reasons from my perspective. I think many people go to law school to be either in the courtroom in a trial setting, in the courtroom in an appellate setting. They aspire to be lawyers for that adversarial process that we often have. So we come, I think, to law school with a desire to be competitive. And when you're in law school, you're belted in, and there's so little you can actually do other than, learn the rules from the classes. But that is one of those opportunities where students can kind of sink their teeth into hypothetical cases. They very well could be real someday, and kind of flex their talent, impress upon other judges, impress upon their fellow students what it is they're capable of. In addition to that, learn from their peers too, because you're often up against a lot of talent when you're in those competitions.
So I think participating in moot court is very important. Some people might not want to do litigation or be a trial attorney, some might, but I think moot court gives you firsthand practical experience into what life as a lawyer is. And there's many people who've said in the past that, they did Gabrielli and realized they hated appellate advocacy, or some people loved it. So I think we're all in law school, there's so many different options, and any opportunities that you can get to figure out what's really for you, I think you should take.
And as a 2L or a 3L, if you are considering whether or not you have the time to make a moot court competition work, whether it's internal at Albany Law or a travel moot court team, let me tell you, you have the time. I was overly spread in classes and SBA and other commitments in my life with internships, but I made moot court a priority because it is one of the best things you can do for yourself to prepare yourself to practice in the real legal world after graduation. So you can make the time. You can wake up earlier on a Sunday. You can find time to practice with your friend. It's worth it. So do it.